Cleopatra the Seventh Philopator was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt. She was not just a queen, she was a force of nature in a world dominated by powerful men. Her story is often told as romance and tragedy, but beneath the surface was a brilliant political strategist. Cleopatra understood power, how to get it, keep it, and use it to protect her kingdom. Her reign was a masterclass in political survival, filled with secret moves and clever tactics. The world she inherited was in turmoil, with Rome expanding and Egypt's dynasty weakening from within. Cleopatra's greatest asset was her mind, a scholar, a linguist, and a shrewd diplomat who wielded knowledge as her sharpest weapon. This essay will explore the hidden political maneuvers that defined Cleopatra's rise and reign, looking beyond the myths to uncover her secret strategies. Her story is not just one of love and loss, it is the story of one of history's most skilled political operators. When Cleopatra ascended to the throne at just 18 years old, she stepped into a world of turmoil. Egypt, once a mighty empire, was now rife with internal strife and beset by external threats on all sides. The kingdom's stability was fragile and the future uncertain. She was named co-ruler alongside her younger brother Ptolemy XIII, a political arrangement that was less about unity and more a recipe for rivalry and conflict. The royal court in Alexandria was a hotbed of intrigue, filled with ambitious advisors and scheming courtiers. Many saw Cleopatra as a threat to their own power, and they wasted no time in turning her brother against her, fueling suspicion and division within the palace walls. Meanwhile, the shadow of Rome loomed ever larger over Egypt. The kingdom's independence hung by a thread, its debts to Rome mounting and its leaders forced to navigate a delicate balance between appeasement and resistance. Cleopatra had to walk a tightrope. She needed to be strong enough to command respect at home, yet not so bold as to provoke the wrath of Rome. Every decision she made was fraught with risk, and the eyes of both her enemies and allies were always watching. When the court's conspiracies finally forced her into exile, many in her position would have surrendered to despair. But Cleopatra was not so easily defeated. She refused to let her enemies dictate her fate. In exile, she gathered loyal supporters and raised her own army, showing the world that she would not be pushed aside. Her determination only grew stronger in the face of adversity. During this time, Cleopatra immersed herself in the study of military logistics, learned how to maintain troop morale, and mastered the art of inspiring fierce loyalty among her followers. She became a student of war and leadership. No longer just a palace princess, Cleopatra transformed into a general and a true leader, commanding respect from soldiers and citizens alike. This period of hardship and struggle forged her into a formidable ruler, teaching her the value of self-reliance, decisive action, and the importance of building trust with those who followed her. While her brother sat on the throne in Alexandria, Cleopatra was out in the field, building a loyal power base and earning the devotion of her supporters through her courage and vision. The stage was set for a dramatic confrontation, a clash between siblings that would not only decide the fate of the throne, but also the destiny of Egypt itself. Cleopatra was ready to fight for her throne, for her people, and for the future of Egypt, no matter the cost. Cleopatra knew power was rarely held alone, especially in a world ruled by men. She built her political career on forging strategic alliances, not just seeking protection but elevating her status and strengthening Egypt. Her earliest alliances were within Egypt, winning over local governors and military commanders during her exile. She presented herself as the true queen, gathering support to restore order. This internal network made her a more attractive ally to foreign powers. To Rome, she offered Egypt's immense wealth, grain, gold, and a strategic location. She positioned herself as a necessary ally for any Roman leader with ambition. Cleopatra was skilled at identifying real power, focusing on men like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Her alliances were about mutual benefit, not romance. By tying her fate to Rome's most powerful men, she bet on the future, and for a time, her bets paid off. Cleopatra was never a pawn, she was a player in the great game. Her alliances were always calculated moves for Egypt's survival. Julius Caesar's arrival in Alexandria was both a threat and an opportunity for Cleopatra. The city, once a beacon of learning and power, now stood at a crossroads, its fate hanging in the balance as Roman ambitions clashed with Egypt's own dynastic struggles. With Egypt in civil war, Cleopatra saw her chance and orchestrated her legendary meeting with Caesar, smuggled into his chambers, rolled in a carpet. This daring act was more than a clever ruse, it was a calculated risk that would change the course of history. This bold move was pure theater, showing her daring and resourcefulness. Cleopatra understood the power of spectacle, and she used it to command attention and respect from the most powerful man in Rome. Cleopatra presented herself as a queen, not a supplicant, and spoke to Caesar as an equal. She was determined to be seen as a sovereign ruler, not merely a pawn in Rome's game. She argued that a stable Egypt under her rule would be a better ally for Rome. Her words were persuasive, blending political acumen with personal charisma. Caesar, impressed by her intellect and logic, sided with her in the Civil War. He saw in Cleopatra not just a potential ally but a partner who could help secure Rome's interests in the East. His legions defeated Ptolemy XIII, and Cleopatra was restored as Egypt's ruler. The city of Alexandria once again echoed with the sounds of celebration and hope. Their relationship became personal, resulting in the birth of Caesarion, a living symbol of Egypt and Rome's union. This child would embody the hopes of two ancient worlds, though his future would be as uncertain as the times. Cleopatra's gambit secured her throne and created a powerful political connection. Her alliance with Caesar sent shockwaves through both courts, altering the balance of power. She had turned a desperate situation into a triumph. Against all odds, Cleopatra had not only survived but emerged stronger than ever. Her alliance with Caesar was a masterstroke of political theater and strategy. It was a union of ambition, intellect, and vision, reshaping the destiny of Egypt. Cleopatra's return to power was no accident. It was the result of calculated risk. Every move she made was deliberate, every gesture designed to secure her legacy. She had proven herself a queen who could outmaneuver even Rome's greatest, and her legend would echo through the ages as a testament to her courage and cunning. After Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra found herself at the heart of a new and dangerous Roman power struggle. The world she had carefully navigated was suddenly thrown into chaos, and the fate of Egypt hung in the balance. Mark Antony, Caesar's trusted general and now ruler of Rome's eastern provinces, emerged as her next crucial ally. He was a man of ambition and charisma, commanding both respect and fear across the empire. Their meeting at Tarsus was nothing short of legendary, a spectacle of wealth and pageantry. Cleopatra arrived as a living goddess, dazzling Antony with her opulence, intelligence, and the sheer force of her presence. She masterfully flipped the power dynamic, hosting Antony on her own terms and making it clear that Egypt was not to be underestimated. Their alliance was a true partnership. Antony needed Egypt's vast resources and wealth, while Cleopatra needed his military might and political influence to secure her throne. Together they formed a powerful Eastern bloc, uniting their forces and ambitions to challenge Octavian's growing dominance in Rome. Their union was formalized in the grand donations of Alexandria, where Antony publicly declared Caesarion as Caesar's true heir, and Cleopatra as Queen of Kings, elevating her status above all other monarchs in the region. This was a bold and unprecedented challenge to Rome and to Octavian, who saw their actions as a direct threat to his own claim to power. For Antony, it was a daring bid to carve out his own empire in the East. For Cleopatra, it was the culmination of her lifelong ambitions for herself, her children, and her kingdom. She secured her kingdom, elevated her children to positions of power, and transformed Alexandria into a vibrant, cosmopolitan rival to Rome itself. Their partnership was more than romance. It was a strategic merger of power, ambition, and vision, blending Egyptian and Roman worlds in a way never seen before. Cleopatra's political theater, her alliances, and her ability to command attention kept Egypt at the very center of Mediterranean power and intrigue. She was always playing for the highest stakes, never content with anything less than greatness for herself and her nation. Cleopatra's genius extended beyond foreign alliances. She won the hearts of her own people. Unlike her Greek predecessors, she embraced Egyptian culture, religion, and language. Cleopatra was the first of her dynasty to learn Egyptian, breaking barriers and earning respect. She participated in religious ceremonies, presenting herself as the goddess Isis. This elevated her from queen to divine figure, making opposition seem sacrilegious. Her cultural outreach secured the loyalty of the powerful priesthood and fostered national unity. During famine, she opened royal granaries, reinforcing her image as a caring mother to her nation. By connecting with her people, Cleopatra built a stable power base at home. This gave her the security to play high-stakes games abroad. Cleopatra's rule was rooted in both tradition and innovation. Cleopatra understood that information was as valuable as armies. She built a sophisticated intelligence network stretching from Alexandria to Rome. Her spies and informants gave her critical knowledge to outmaneuver rivals. Alexandria's cosmopolitan environment made it easy for her agents to gather information. She placed loyalists in key positions, controlling the flow of secrets. Cleopatra's intelligence was crucial in navigating Roman politics and shifting alliances. Her agents in Rome kept her informed of every move, allowing her to anticipate threats. She relied on facts, not luck, to make decisions. Her reputation as the Serpent of the Nile was well earned. She struck with precision, armed with secret knowledge. Espionage was one of Cleopatra's sharpest tools for survival. Cleopatra's courage was as vital as her intellect. She faced life-threatening crises with calm and decisive action. Her daring return to Alexandria, smuggled in a carpet to meet Caesar, was a legendary act of bravery. During the Alexandrian War, she stayed with Caesar, sharing the dangers and boosting morale. Cleopatra was not just a queen in name, she was a commander willing to face enemy fire. Even in defeat, after Actium and Antony's death, she refused to be paraded as a trophy. Choosing her own death, she denied Octavian his triumph and secured her legend. Cleopatra died on her own terms, a queen to the very end. Her courage inspired loyalty and respect from allies and enemies alike. She was a ruler who never surrendered her dignity or her destiny. Cleopatra's story has been sensationalized for centuries, but her true legacy is her political genius. She was a master of diplomacy, a courageous leader, and a brilliant strategist. Her alliances with Caesar and Antony were calculated moves to protect Egypt. She united her people by embracing their culture and religion. Her intelligence networks gave her an edge in a world of constant danger. Cleopatra was never just a pawn, she was a player who shaped history. Though defeated by Rome, she kept Egypt independent for over 20 years. Cleopatra was far more than a legend. She was one of history's most sophisticated political minds.